Madam Speaker, I wonder if I might ask if I could engage the highly regarded chairman of the Energy and Commerce Committee for the purposes of a colloquy.
Be happy to oblige, my good friend.
And I thank the chairman. And as the chairman knows, we, of course, worked on this together last night on the Rules Committee until late into the night. So I know the chairman and I are both a little under the weather today. But, Mr. Chairman, under the changes that have been made in regards to the income disregards in the bill, could a state, in its current practice, still allow a family to exclude from income $500 a year for child care expenses?
The answer to the question is yes.
And I thank the chairman. Could a state allow a family to exclude from income $20,000 a year for housing expenses?
What's your answer? That would be a matter for this to be determined by the state in which the transaction and the events occurred.
Now, I'm not a lawyer, but if I were a lawyer and asked for a yes or no answer, I'm going to assume that is a yes.
Well, it's a yes if the state so decides. It's a no if they decide not.
Further, then, if the chairman will indulge me, could a state allow for a family to exclude from income $10,000 a year for transportation expenses? And I'll yield to the chairman.
Again, the response is that that is up to the state, and there's nothing in the legislation to preclude that.
So the answer would be a yes if to transportation expenses. If the chairman would, then could a state allow a family to exclude from income $10,000 a year for clothing expenses?
Again, the answer is if that's so determined by the state, the answer is yes.
So state income disregards now are up to $40,500, if I'm doing my math correct.
Well,
Time has expired.
I have to
I ask for an additional 30 seconds.
Yield gentleman an additional 30 seconds.
Gentleman is recognized for 30 seconds.
Mr. Chairman, if I could then just ask one last question. Several people have alluded on this floor today that 6.6 million children will lose their health insurance if the House does not act. Now, Mr. Chairman, you know and I know that this Congress, this Speaker, is not so insensitive as to allow this health insurance to expire for these children. We will do an extension. We will do what is required to continue to allow coverage for the children until Congress passes the bill. Is that not correct?
Well, I would certainly hope so, but I can't guarantee.
And I would hope, reclaiming my time, I cannot think that any Speaker of the House would be so insensitive as to allow this program to expire. I'll yield back. Thank the chairman.
Without objection, the gentleman from Georgia will control. The gentleman from New York.